Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here and thank you for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is what the collective needs to hear. I've set that intention with my guides and with this deck. So if you are here because this is in your feed, then this message is for you. And if you are here because of the title, then this message is definitely for you. So let's get into the tarot and see what Spirit has. I also have an oracle deck that I will pull from at the end to get any additional messages. Be sure and like the video. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so. And definitely subscribe if you like the messages. All the interactions really help push the videos out so that others can see them. And it really helps my channel to grow. So I appreciate you guys doing it. On the bottom of the deck, we had this Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is very compassionate. She is very understanding, very intuitive. She is like the double feminine queen, and she uses like nurturing and love and protection, right? So it's about being in touch with your creativity, your emotions, and then also your intuition. She is a very intuitive sign. So this could actually represent a person that's in your life that embodies these qualities, or this could just be you embodying this, right? This underlying energy of nurturing and love and feminine energy. The situation is the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is this like newer, fresh energy, right? Pages are always like a newer, younger energy, but this is about like manifestations and solid beginnings. So some kind of like grounded prosperity, news of stability, right? So the pages are messengers, and this could be a message of like a job offer or some kind of new offer, a new relationship, right? That has the potential to be very stable because the pentacles are all about stability, right? So this could be like, a love offer or a message of a new job, right? So the blockage here is the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is again very intuitive, right? The queens are always about the intuition, that feminine energy, but um, she is very decisive, right? Very honest. She always speaks her truth. So in the blockage, this can like be you or someone else that's being very critical, right, of a situation or of another person. It could be self criticism. Um, it could also be about, she's very all about her boundaries. So maybe you're being a little defensive when it comes to this offer. And, maybe that's because of things that have happened in the past, or it could just be like, for instance, if it was a job offer and it wasn't as much as you wanted, you're a little defensive, right? Maybe a little critical of that. Or if it was a love offer, the same. You could be like, you could have very strong boundaries because of past hurt. The root cause of this is the Fool card. So the Fool is a new beginning. This is taking a leap of faith into the unknown, and then, trusting that Spirit has your back. And this is about freedom, like freeing yourself from limiting beliefs, freeing yourself from different cycles, moving into a new cycle, right? So you've freed yourself from some kind of old cycle, and now you want to move into a new cycle. And this is about taking a leap of faith into this new offer that has been presented to you. And then again, trusting that Spirit is going to bring you through that, right? So I feel like maybe something was offered here and you're just being very defensive for whatever reason, right? And it may be different for each of you because, um, it is a general reading. So, but this is about like a new beginning and needing to take a leap of faith on this, but for whatever reason you're very blocked off and very defensive, and that has to do with the recent past that is affecting this is the Ten of Swords. So there was like some kind of painful ending, maybe some manipulation, maybe some lies. If this is in business, then maybe somebody lied to you in the past and stole money from you, right? Or If this was about a relationship, then maybe you were manipulated in the past, and now, um, you're very defensive, and you're not interested in moving forward with anyone, right? So again, it's just about like ending some kind of really toxic or manipulative type of cycle, and then a new beginning, because with every ending comes a new beginning, and the 10 is the end of a cycle. So again, you had that Fool here. So there was some kind of painful ending, but now it is time to kind of take a leap of faith into a new beginning. The message from your higher self or from your spirit guides is the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is about reciprocity. It is about equal give and take in situations. It is about being open to receive, and then giving as much as you're receiving, right? And that could be in money, that could be in, with emotions, that can be, various different things. But it is that equal give and take in all aspects. And, maybe in the past you were an overgiver, and now you need to work on those boundaries, right? Um, because sometimes when we don't hold our boundaries and then something happens, we get a little overcritical with our boundaries, right? So maybe now you're being a little too forceful with the boundaries, too defensive, right? And you need to kind of let your guard down a little bit. Boundaries are very good to have. But it's, you can get to a point where you're very defensive or very closed off because you are putting up too strong boundaries, right? So this is about balance and equality. So this person has like the scales here, right? So just make sure that you're remaining balanced in situations, whether that's in money or in, romance, but also, um, like remaining emotionally balanced, right? And, um, again, make sure that you're receiving as much as you're giving in situations, especially if you're doing a new beginning. Like when you start over, right, on a new beginning, start off on a good note, right? Like end a cycle. Don't take that into whatever this new job, this new relationship with you. Remain balanced and keep good boundaries. So in the immediate future, we have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is, choices, options, like, all these new options coming in. The possibilities are endless, right? Just making sure that you understand your choices and then having a solid plan before you act on your emotions, right? So we had the Queen of Cups there. She's very, again, intuitive and very emotionally balanced, those deep seated emotions. And so when it comes to being emotionally balanced and making a decision from that balanced place, this could be about, like, again, not being so closed off in your emotions, but also not being overly emotional, right? Again, with this balance, make sure that you are remaining balanced in situations, especially when you're making choices. Um, and then, having a plan moving forward, and really like focusing on the details before you move forward. So this could be, again, in a job or a relationship, but there's a lot of ideas and inspiration around. And definitely trust in your intuition and trust that gut feeling here when you are trying to make some sort of decision in the near future. Don't feed into like disillusionment, right? Like, because it's easy to get overwhelmed and get confused with all the options that could be coming in. So this could be job offers, this could be love offers that are coming in. Or maybe you're starting a new job and there's all these options for you to move up, and it's like, what do I even focus on, right? So that could apply to various different situations. So in your thoughts and feelings, we have the Three of Cups, and the Three of Cups is, celebration. It's togetherness. It is, allowing your connection, excuse me, allowing your connections to kind of uplift you in situations. So you could be feeling very, joyful. You just have very strong boundaries, but maybe you are feeling like you want to rely on your community, or, and your community could be your friends. This can be, family members. This could be coworkers, right? Like if this is a new job, you're like really depending on coworkers and connecting with others. It's a good stress reliever, right? And it rejuvenates your spirit when you connect with the right kind of community. So I feel like you are really focused on, community and friendships, and then, the joy and happiness that they bring to your life here. The influence here, or in the environment, we have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is, I call it hamster wheel thinking, right? It's like replaying situations, replaying, conversations. It's just like anxiety and worry, and up late at night, thinking like, what went wrong, what can go wrong. So this is about like negative thought patterns. Maybe you are, after this painful ending, you're really overthinking this new beginning that is taking place here. So I feel like it's just again about trusting, because the Fool is very much about trusting spirit to bring you through these situations. And it's up to you to remain balanced, right? And then use your intuition to make these choices. But you can't control what happens when you make that choice, right? So it's all about trusting your relationship with spirit, and then trusting your intuition as well in order to move forward here. So I feel like maybe you really are overthinking things right now, which is that's totally normal when you're going through an ending and a new beginning. But don't let that consume you, right? Like, don't get overwhelmed with that. In your hopes and fears, we have Temperance. So I love that for you. That's a Sagittarius card. But Temperance is about, again, balance, moderation. This is about really, it's that harmony and happiness, right? So this is like integrating lessons, and then learning how to use those lessons to move forward. So you could be really hoping for some harmony and some balance here, right? Especially after a painful ending, right? Um, and then starting a new cycle, you could be really hoping for things to kind of balance out, and then uh, you know um easy, calm, like patient, right? Like this, like, again, if this is like a new job that you're taking and you're really hoping for a good community, maybe you were really hoping for some balance and like things to be calm, right? Like not a toxic work environment, right? So I just feel like you're really hoping for peace and calm here moving forward, instead of this like negative energy. So the potential outcome here is the Death card, and the Death card is about endings and beginnings. I love that. So this is like a new beginning coming in here, some kind of transformation and release. So I feel like you're definitely releasing uh, something from the past, and then moving on into like this whole new beginning, right? And so when you have the Death card, it's about transforming cycles and then releasing them and going through some type of like rebirth, right? So this could be like a whole new start over for you, right? Like a whole new career, because again, with the pages, it's like that newer fresh energy. So maybe you're starting over completely in your career, right? Due to like maybe a company letting you go. Maybe you've worked there for 30 years and now you get laid off, and you're like, you have anxiety about it, right? Like that's totally normal. But now we're kind of going through some kind of transformation, maybe releasing past mindsets, this Nine of Swords, releasing past cycles, and then moving into this whole new beginning. So this isn't just like a, quit one job, start another job, and like, everyday activities, right? Like this is a big transformation, some kind of big ending that is happening, and it is really leading you to a new way of being, a new way of living life here. So it's a very big transformation that is occurring, but I also feel like it's a very good one. So let's see. What does Taurus not see coming, Spirit? I love that. So you have the Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Justice card. So things are going to balance out, right? This is about the Knight of Pentacles is earth energy. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. So I feel like things are going to build slowly, right? It's not going to be rushing. It's not going to be anxiety. It's not going to be overwhelming, right? I feel like things are going to be slow and steady and build over time. And then, the Queen of Wands is about really stepping into your personal power, your confidence, knowing who you are. This could have really tore you down. That Ten of Swords is negative energy, especially if you were manipulated or lied to in some way. That can really have a lot to do with your self-worth, and that can have you putting up those boundaries, right? So, that Queen of Cups, it's about being compassionate, having compassion for yourself and for others. Um, but you've got three queens here. So that's, the Queen of Pentacles is about stable, nurturing energy. And then you have the Empress energy. So I feel like this is really good feminine energy here, right? This is you kind of finding who you are again and having that confidence. The Queen of Wands is very creative. They also call her the Witch of the Tarot because she has that black cat, but she's like the magician, where she manifests the life that she wants because she's, very strong, determined, fiery, passionate energy. So that's a really good energy for you to step into. Just like this stable, really focused on building stability, focused on the long term. Because again, that Knight of Pentacles isn't something that's fleeting. It's not going to come in and leave. This is like building something stable from a place of power and, remembering who you are. And then you have Justice, which is like divine justice, divine karma. This is again with the balance, right? He has the scales. So, things are going to balance out, and, your good karma is coming in here because of you integrating this lesson and then taking this leap of faith, right? When you take a leap of faith and then spirit comes in and helps you through this cycle and ending a new beginning, right? This is about like your justice because you had faith in them. This is your good karma coming in here. So I really love that energy for you. I feel like this is very self-empowering, like you really kind of stepping into who you are again. And again, that new energy, like a whole new beginning for you, this full transformation, releasing these negative thoughts about yourself and like what could have been. And oh my gosh, like, I had to start over, or this relationship didn't last, whatever this thought pattern is, like you're releasing that completely and then really stepping into who you are. So that's an amazing energy. I love that for you. What advice do you have for Taurus, Spirit? Awesome. So you have the Emperor, the Five of Cups, and the Page of Cups. So the Emperor is about taking control. He's that leadership, right? So that's what Spirit wants you to do. They want you to take control of your thoughts, take control of what you can, right? So you can't control all circumstances, right? You couldn't control this situation manipulating you or this difficult ending, right? We all have to learn lessons, but you can control how you react to this. You can control taking a leap of faith and then trusting in Spirit and then controlling your mindset, right? Meditation, journaling, those really help me when I'm going through a difficult time. I have a lot of journals on my website. If you're interested, go check them out. But meditation really helps me. Whatever works for you, go for a walk, go kickbox, whatever gets that mindset back in place, right? So like really taking control and healing. We have the Five of Cups here. So in this card, this person's so focused on what is lost that they're not realizing what's behind them, right? And again, it's, you're in a difficult cycle and you are at a painful ending and it's a very emotional time. I completely understand that. Believe me, I have been through so many transformations and so many losses in my 43 years. But when I tell you that Spirit has your back, I promise you they do, right? This new beginning is wanting to come in here. Don't take this negative mindset or this whatever this was in the past with you. Heal from that, right? Like you don't want to, bypass it and not acknowledge it, right? It's all about healing it in a healthy way and not taking it with you into this new cycle. And don't focus on the negativity, right? Don't focus on what is lost. Focus on what is to come. Focus on where you want to build, where you want to go. And then you have the Page of Cups, which is being open to new opportunities, being open to new intuitive ideas, right? Because again, this is about our emotions and our intuition. And he has like this little fish in his cup, right? Which is like a gift from Spirit or like a little intuitive message here. So being open to new possibilities, being open to your intuition, being open to messages from Spirit and from others, right? Like just really healing and kind of taking control of your life again. I really love this for you. I think this is an amazing message. You've definitely been through something recently, but I feel like, you can only go up from here, right? Like if you've hit rock bottom, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but you can't go any lower, right? You can only go up from here. So look at that. Like look at the positive, that silver lining. And I know that's easier said than done, right? Especially for a Sagittarius. But believe me, like I've said, I've been through so many horrific cycles, like divorce, losing people, places, things. It's not easy, but you get through it. You really do. And trust in your intuition and trust in Spirit. What other messages do you have for Taurus, Spirit? Awesome. So we have wisdom. You've been here before and you know what to do, yet you fear disappointing others. The wise choice may not be the popular choice, but choose for the highest good in this situation. Interesting. Listen, you're being asked to listen to your inner voice. It's been guiding you to do something or say something, and it's time to act on its wisdom. Definitely, you had the Queen of Cups and that Page of Cups listening to those intuitive nudges, those little messages from Spirit. Strategy and planning. Your actions have taken you to a new phase in your spiritual evolution. Now is the time to plan and strategize for the highest possible outcome. Definitely, that's that Knight of Pentacles energy, right? Really kind of planning out, like he's very detail oriented, right? And then making a plan in order to move forward in this empowered energy. I love that. Be present. You are ungrounded and spending too much time in your head at Nine of Swords energy. Something has caused you to retreat to your mind. It's time to bring consciousness to it so it can resolve it and start living more fully again. Yeah, that Five of Cups, like really healing this mindset, right? That's not an easy energy to sit in, and it gets heavy quickly. So try to heal from that. Speak up. What you're not saying that's eating you up inside. You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. Love that. Speaking your truth. That's what that Queen of Swords does, right? I feel like that's kind of your blockage. Like you're very closed off and you're not speaking your truth here. So, and that doesn't even necessarily have to be like your voice, right? That can just be that empowered energy, like realizing who you are and then stepping into that and then, not making excuses for it because, you don't have to. So I really love this message for you. I think this is amazing energy. I hope that helps, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.